Here.
Here.
Here. You with us, Peggy?
I'm trying. Trying to keep up.
Approval of previous minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second. Any discussion? No discussion?
No discussion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Approve or amend the agenda. Do we have any amending to do?
I'll make a motion, we approve it.
Okay. Motion made to approve. Need a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Keith. All in favor?
Aye.
Unfinished business, none. Reports of special boards. How about Becky Sue?
Okay, I've given you his finance reports, and just kind of a summary of a couple of things where the cash is staying pretty steady at about 1.8 million, about the same it's been for the last couple of months. The budget numbers are still pretty good, starting to get tight, as it always does about this time of the year, so we're kind of keeping an eye on that. As you can see there on the report, we do have the $250,000 that Jens asked us.
Which report are you going?
It's this one,
This
the
one
green
here?
cap.
Okay. All right.
I do have the $250,000 set aside for the bank project, 150 out of electric and 100 out of sanitation. We've not put anything back as far as payroll reserves at this time. I have the money, the monies are there in the savings account, but we haven't reserved them yet, so. And that's something we might look at before the end of the fiscal year. And I think that's it, unless you have any questions.
Okay. Yeah, those will run pretty thin in the next, by the time 1st of July comes.
Yeah.
Okay. Jess?
We have prepared the ordinances that we need to pass in order to update or upgrade our 2006 International Building Codes to the 2012 edition. I had sent out an email, I think last week, showing some of the major changes between the two. If you'll have had a chance to look at that. And then I have a resolution to authorizing the mayor to sign a contract with Lane Christensen on the well.
That's the cabinet as well.
We need a motion on the resolution.
Show me the read
We have to go to the resolution first.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute the city clerk to attest an agreement with Lane Christensen Company to plug and abandon well number 7.
Motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
I'll second.
Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Are we ready for these ordinances? Ordinance 975, an ordinance of the City of Ava amending Ava Code of Ordinances, Chapter 18, 2006 edition of the International Fuel Gas Code, regulating and governing fuel gas systems and gas-fired appliances in the City of Ava, Missouri, providing for the issuance of permits and collection fees by repealing Section 18.50 and 18.51, and enacting in lieu of the new Section 18.50 and 18.51, adopting the 2012 edition of the International Fuel Gas Code, regulating and governing fuel gas systems and gas-fired appliances in the City of Ava, Missouri, providing for the issuance of permits and collection fees therefore, repealing ordinance number 718 of the City of Ava and all of the ordinances and parts of the ordinances in conflict therewith.
Motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Keith, second.
I'm second.
By Vernon, in favor?
Second reading of ordinance 975, an ordinance of the City of Ava amending Ava Code of Ordinances, Chapter 18, 2006 edition of the International Fuel Gas Code, regulating and governing fuel gas systems and gas-fired appliances in the City of Ava, Missouri, providing for the issuance of permits and collection fees by repealing Section 18.50 and 18.51, enacting in lieu of the new Section 18.50 and 18.51, adopting the 2012 edition of the International Fuel Gas Code, regulating and governing fuel gas systems and gas-fired appliances in the City of Ava, Missouri, providing for the issuance of permits and collection fees therefore, repealing ordinance number 718 of the City of Ava, and all other ordinances and parts of ordinances in conflict therewith.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved, second reading.
Second. Second by Stan, all in favor?
You want me to read 976?
I do two of them in it.
Okay.
Ordinance 976, an ordinance of the City of Ava amending Ava Code of Ordinances, Chapter 18, 2005 edition of the National Electrical Code by repealing Ordinance 723, Section 18-94, and enacting in lieu of new Section 18-94, adopting and amending the 2011 National Electrical Code, establishing minimum regulations governing the design, installation, and construction of electrical systems by providing reasonable safeguards to protect the public health and safety against the hazards of inadequate, defective, or unsafe electrical systems and installations.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve the first reading.
Second. Second by Keith, all in favor?
Second reading ordinance 976, an ordinance of the City of Ava amending Ava Code of Ordinances, Chapter 18, 2005 edition of the National Electrical Code by repealing Ordinance 723, Section 18-94, and enacting in lieu of new Section 18-94, adopting and amending the 2011 National Electrical Code, establishing minimum regulations governing the design, installation, and construction of electrical systems by providing reasonable safeguards to protect the public health and safety against the hazards of inadequate, defective, or unsafe electrical systems and installation.
Motion to approve.
I'll make a motion on the second reading.
Okay, second. Second by Burley, all in favor?
Okay, ordinance number 977. An ordinance of the City of Ava amending Chapter 18 by repealing Section 18.42 and 18.43 and replacing with new Sections 18.42 and 18.43 and adopting the 2012 edition of the International Fire Code regulating and governing the safeguarding of life and property from fire and explosion, hazards arising from the storage, handling, and use of hazardous substances, materials, and devices, and from conditions hazardous to life or property in the occupancy of buildings and premises in the City of Ava, Missouri, providing for the issuance of permits and collection of fees thereof, repealing ordinance number 711 of the City of Ava, Missouri, and all other ordinances and parts of ordinances in conflict therewith.
Any motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
By Keith, we need a second.
I'll second.
Second by Stan, all in favor?
Second reading of ordinance 977. An ordinance of the City of Ava amending Chapter 18 by repealing Section 18.42 and 18.43 and replacing with new Sections 18.42 and 18.43 and adopting the 2012 edition of the International Fire Code regulating and governing the safeguarding of life and property from fire and explosion hazards arising from the storage, handling, and use of hazardous substances, materials, and devices, and from conditions hazardous to life or property in the occupancy of buildings and premises in the City of Ava, Missouri, providing for the issuance of permits and collection of fees thereof, repealing ordinance number 711 of the City of Ava, Missouri, and all other ordinances and parts of the ordinances in conflict therewith.
Motion to approve second reading.
So moved.
Need a second, please. Second by Stan, all in favor?
Okay. Ordinance number 978, first reading. An ordinance of the City of Ava amending Ava Code of Ordinances, Chapter 18, by repealing Sections 18.40 and 18.41 and replacing with new Sections 18.40 and 18.41, adopting the 2012 edition of the International Mechanical Code, regulating and governing the design, construction, quality of materials, erection and installation, alteration, repair, location, relocation, replacement, addition to use or maintenance of mechanical systems in the City of Ava, Missouri, providing for the issuance of permits and collections of fees thereof, repealing ordinance number 713 of the City of Ava, Missouri, and all other ordinances or parts of laws in conflict therewith.
Okay, motion to approve first reading.
I'll make that motion.
Burley, need a second, please. Second by Keith, all in favor?
Second reading of ordinance 978. An ordinance of the City of Ava amending the Ava Code of Ordinances, Chapter 18, by repealing Sections 18.40 and 18.41 and replacing with new Sections 18.40 and 18.41, adopting the 2012 edition of the International Mechanical Code, regulating and governing the design, construction, quality of materials, erection, installation, alteration, repair, location, relocation, replacement, addition to, use, or maintenance of the mechanical systems in the city of Ava, Missouri, providing for the issuance of permits and collection of fees thereof, repealing ordinance number 713 of the city of Ava, Missouri, and all other ordinances or parts of laws in conflict therewith.
Motion to approve second reading.
I'll make a motion on the second reading, 978.
Need a second, please. Seconded by Keith. All in favor?
Ordinance 979, an ordinance of the City of Ava amending Ava Code of Ordinance, Chapter 18 by repealing sections 18.48 and 18.49 and replacing with new sections 18.48 and 18.49, adopting the 2012 edition of the International Plumbing Code, regulating and governing the design, construction, quality of materials, erection, installation, alteration, repair, location, relocation, replacement, addition to, use, or maintenance of collection fees thereof, repealing ordinance 716 of the city of Ava, Missouri, and all other ordinances or parts of laws in conflict therewith.
Motion to approve first reading.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Keith. Need a second.
I'll second.
Seconded by Stan. All in favor?
Second reading of ordinance 979, an ordinance of the city of Ava amending Ava Code of Ordinance, Chapter 18 by repealing sections 18.48 and 18.49 and replacing with new sections 18.48 and 18.49, adopting the 2012 edition of the International Plumbing Code, regulating and governing the design, construction, quality of materials, erection, installation, alteration, repair, location, relocation, replacement, addition to, use, or maintenance, collection fees thereof, repealing ordinance 716 of the city of Ava, Missouri, and all other ordinances or parts of laws in conflict therewith.
Motion to approve second reading.
Motion to approve. Second.
Okay, need a second, please.
Second.
Seconded by Stan. All in favor?
Ordinance 980, an ordinance of the city of Ava amending Ava Code of Ordinances, Chapter 18 by repealing sections 18.38 and 18.38.1 and replacing with new sections 18.38 and 18.38.1, adopting the 2012 edition of the International Building Code, regulating and governing the conditions and maintenance of all property, buildings, and structures by providing the standards for supplied utilities and facilities and other physical things and conditions essential to ensure that structures are safe, sanitary, and fit for occupation and use. And the condemnation of buildings and structures in the city of Ava, Missouri, providing for the issuance of permits and collection of fees therefor, repealing ordinance 714 of the city of Ava, Missouri, and all other ordinances or parts of laws in conflict therewith.
Motion to approve first reading. Motion by Stan. Need a second, please. Second by Keith. All in favor?
Second reading ordinance 980, an ordinance of the city of Ava amending Ava Code of Ordinances, Chapter 18 by repealing sections 18.38 and 18.38.1 and replacing with new sections 18.38 and 18.38.1, adopting the 2012 edition of the International Building Code, regulating and governing the conditions and maintenance of all property, buildings, and structures by providing the standards for supplied utilities and facilities and other physical things and conditions essential to ensure that structures are safe, sanitary, and fit for occupation and use. And the condemnation of buildings and structures in the city of Ava, Missouri, providing for the issuance of permits and collection of fees therefor, repealing ordinance 714 of the city of Ava, Missouri, and all other ordinances or parts of laws in conflict therewith.
Motion to approve second reading.
Motion to approve second.
Motion to approve second. Second by Stan. All in favor?
Okay. Okay.
Ordinance 981, an ordinance of the city of Ava amending Ava Code of Ordinances, Chapter 18 by repealing sections 18.39 and 18.39.1 and replacing with new sections 18.39 and 18.39.1, adopting the 2012 International Residential Code, regulating and governing the construction, alteration, movement, enlargement, replacement, repair, equipment location, removal and demolition of detached one- and two-family dwellings and multiple single-family dwellings, townhouses, not more than 3 stories in height with separate means of egress in the city of Ava, Missouri, providing for the issuance of permits and collection of fees therefore, repealing ordinance 715 of the city of Ava, Missouri, and all other ordinances or parts of laws in conflict therewith.
Motion to approve first reading.
I'll make that. Keith's got it.
I'll make
Keith,
that motion.
okay, second. Stan, all in favor?
Second reading ordinance 981, an ordinance of the city of Ava amending Ava Code of Ordinances, chapter 18, by repealing sections 18.39 and 18.39.1, and replacing with new sections 18.39 and 18.39.1, adopting the 2012 International Residential Code, regulating and governing the construction, alteration, movement, enlargement, replacement, repair, equipment, location, removal, and demolition of detached one and two family dwellings and multiple single-family dwellings, townhouses, not more than 3 stories in height with separate means of egress in the city of Ava, Missouri, providing for the issuance of permits and collection of fees therefore, repealing ordinance 715 of the city of Ava, Missouri, and all other ordinances or parts of laws in conflict therewith.
Approve on second reading. Motion, please.
Make a motion on the second.
I'll second.
Stan and Burley.
You can come up.
Man, why?
Good.
Yeah,
Could you repeat that there? No.
I did get out to talk to Faye Dye. We gave her the agreement, which she took to Dan Wade, and it was fine. No anything wrong with it. She wanted Danny Cuthbert to look at the timber. I don't think she trusted. Anyway, so while she was here, I called Danny, and Danny actually came yesterday, went out there and looked. And he agreed with Stan that there just wasn't anything there. So I'm pretty sure that he called Faye. I haven't talked to her. I did call and tell her that Danny was going. So I haven't talked to her. So I'll do that tomorrow. And we'll have to wait to get in there to do that work. But I'll get a hold of Jerry Pitts and let him know, once we get it approved and she signs it, let him know that whenever he's able to do it, to do it. Now she's she just wants everybody to be able to go in there and cut wood that wants to cut wood. Well, you know, I can just see 15 guys in there with chainsaws trying to.
Are you talking about where we're gonna doze?
Yeah.
See, you're not gonna be any wood to cut,
There's just not any
because we're
there.
gonna doze it down and burn it and bury it.
Well, I'm just, I know, I'm telling you just what Faye said. So, but she's thinking before it's burned, people get in there and cut wood.
There-
And there's some liability issues for her there.
Yeah.
And
I don't think she-
I'll just,
at least she
I'll
doesn't,
try to discourage that.
There's not, you could count the trees on one hand that would make any
Good firewood,
I think, in that whole,
Well,
I think we've all walked through it.
yeah.
Uh,
But I'll
There's just
talk to
nothing
her
there.
tomorrow and we'll get started whenever weather permits on that. I need approval of the February court docket. Do we have it? We don't have it, do
I
we?
didn't see it, so.
Haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it? There it is.
Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Maybe it's in my
I didn't
bag.
bring it,
She
but
may
I'll-
put it in the packet, but I didn't.
yeah,
have it.
we got it.
You
in the
did get it?
packet. I
Okay.
got all the ordinances, but I didn't bring the docket.
Okay.
You know,
Not really.
that's what happens when you aggravate Susan.
I guess so. No, I don't need it.
Well, I've seen it, I'll make a motion to approve that.
Motion by Keith.
I'll second it. I read it also.
All in favor? So be it. Motion to go into close.
Motion to go into close.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, all in favor?